My husband announced, "I want a polyamorous family, open marriage, multiple partners, the works." After 8 years of marriage and 2 kids, I responded, "That's a big change." Then I told him, "I'm monogamous and that's not negotiable." When he gave me an ultimatum, polyamory or we're done, and I chose done, he panicked, realizing he just ended a marriage over a fantasy he'd heard on a podcast. I, 38, Isabella, was reviewing our monthly budget on my laptop when my husband, Jason, 40, walked into the living room with that look. You know the one, the "I've been thinking" look that's never followed by good news. We'd been married 8 years, had 2 beautiful kids, Chloe, 7, and Noah, 5. Our mortgage was manageable, college funds were growing, everything was moving forward exactly as planned. "We need to have a serious conversation about our relationship structure," he said. I looked up from the spreadsheet. "Okay, what's going on?" He sat down, not next to me on the couch, but across from me in the chair. Already bad. "I've been doing a lot of self-discovery work lately, listening to podcasts, reading, learning, and I need to tell you something important about who I am." My stomach dropped. Those words never end well, especially when you've got kids sleeping upstairs and a life built together. "I'm polyamorous." Dead silence. I could hear our neighbor's dog barking outside. "You want to open our marriage?" I asked. "It's not just opening it. I want us to practice ethical polyamory, multiple committed relationships that coexist. It's actually a really healthy and evolved way to love when you understand it properly." I closed my laptop. "This is coming out of nowhere for me. Where's this from?" He immediately got defensive. "It's not coming from anywhere. This is who I've always been. I just didn't have the framework to understand it before." "Jason, we've been married 8 years, have 2 children. You've never once mentioned anything like this." Because society programs us to suppress these parts of ourselves. Monogamy is literally a patriarchal construct created to control women and limit human connection. I've been learning so much about conscious relationships and evolved masculinity. "Hold on," I interrupted. "This is a massive change, like fundamentally changing what our entire marriage is." "It's not changing anything. It's expanding it. We'd still be together, still love each other, still parent our kids. There'd just be more love. No one person can meet all your needs anyway." I felt this weird calm settle over me. That moment when your brain clicks into crisis mode. "You're right that one person can't meet every need," I said slowly. "That's what friends are for, family, community. But romantically, sexually, I'm monogamous. That's not something I'm willing to change." His whole expression shifted. "You won't even consider it? That's pretty closed-minded." "It's not closed-minded to know what I want in a marriage. I'm not monogamous by default. It's what I actively choose." "But how do you know if you've never tried polyamory? You might love it." "How do you know you're poly if you've never actually practiced it? We've been monogamous for 8 years. He stood up, started pacing. "This is exactly the resistance I was worried about. You're trying to control how I love people." Saying I need monogamy isn't controlling you. It's stating what I need to be in this marriage. You can love however you want, but I get to decide what kind of marriage I'm in. "So you're just shutting this down? Won't even think about it?" "Think about what? You're asking me to fundamentally change my marriage values. That's not a small request." He grabbed his phone, pulled something up. "Look, I follow these relationship coaches on podcasts and social media. They talk about how if your partner refuses to even consider ethical non-monogamy, that's a red flag. It means they don't actually care about your happiness or growth." I stood up too. "Or it means we're incompatible in a really fundamental way." "We're not incompatible. We're perfect together. You just need to evolve past outdated relationship structures." "I don't think monogamy is outdated. It works for millions of people. It works for me." He went quiet then. "I can't be monogamous anymore. I need this to be happy. Okay? Okay? That's all you have to say? What do you want me to say, Sue? You're telling me you need something I can't give you. That sucks for both of us, but it is what it is." "So you're choosing monogamy over me, over 8 years together, over our family?" That one stung. You're choosing polyamory over me. It's the same thing, Jason. No, it's not the same. I'm asking you to grow with me. You're just being rigid and refusing to change. Asking someone to change their core relationship needs isn't growth. It's incompatibility. His voice got louder. If you actually loved me, you'd at least try. If you actually loved me, you wouldn't ask me to. We just stared at each other. The marriage was ending in real time, and we both knew it. I could hear Chloe's white noise machine humming upstairs. Finally, he said, "Then I guess we're done. I'm not going to suppress who I am for anyone." I'm not asking you to suppress anything. I'm just saying I can't be in that kind of marriage. Fine, then it's over. He went to pack a bag. I sat back down, completely numb. 20 minutes ago, I was calculating whether we could afford Chloe's piano lessons. Now my marriage was over. He came back out with an overnight bag. Lighter now, like he'd already processed it. "I'll stay at my brother's tonight. We can figure out custody and stuff later." "Sure. Obviously, we'll need to tell the kids something. We'll figure it out." He grabbed his keys, stopped at the door. "You know, this really shows who you are. I thought you were different, more evolved." I didn't say anything. He left. I sat there for probably 2 hours just staring at nothing. Then I texted my sister Brooke. "Jason just left. Long story. Can you come over tomorrow?" "OMG, what happened? On my way now." When Brooke arrived an hour later, the kids were still asleep. I gave her the whole story over wine in the kitchen. "Wait," she said. "He got into polyamory from podcasts and left his family over it?" "Basically, yeah. That's insane. How long has he been researching this stuff?" "About 3 months, apparently." 3 months? And he's willing to blow up 8 years and 2 kids over 3 months of podcast content? That's what I said. "Bella, this is crazy. How are you holding up?" "Honestly, I have no idea yet. I keep thinking about the kids, what this means for them, how we're going to explain it." "What's he going to tell them? Daddy decided he wants multiple girlfriends?" I almost laughed, but it wasn't funny. "I don't know. I really don't know." The next morning, my phone started buzzing. Jason. "Hey, can we talk? I think we both got too emotional last night." I didn't respond right away. The kids were asking where Daddy was, and I gave them some vague answer about work trips. Chloe seemed to buy it, but Noah kept asking when he was coming home for breakfast. Finally, I responded, "Sure, what's up?" "I don't think we need to divorce. We just need better communication." "About what? You want polyamory, I want monogamy. That's not a communication issue." "But maybe we can compromise, like we could start slow. You'd know about my other partners, but maybe not meet them right away." I read that text 3 times. That's not a compromise, that's just you being poly while I'm monogamous and supposed to be okay with it. You're being really unreasonable right now. How is knowing what I want unreasonable? My therapist literally said you're showing controlling behaviors by refusing to explore my needs. Your therapist said that? Or you told her a version of events and that's what you heard? Same thing. It's really not. He called. I let it ring while I made the kids breakfast. He called again. I picked up the 3rd time. "Why are you avoiding me?" "I'm not avoiding you. I'm processing the fact that you ended our marriage last night." "That's why we need to talk. I've been thinking, and I've been thinking too, and I keep coming back to the same thing. We want fundamentally different marriages. That's not something we can compromise on." "Yes, we can. If you just opened your mind even a little." My mind is open to monogamy with someone who actually wants that too. Oh my God, you're so brainwashed by Disney movies and romance novels. And you're brainwashed by podcast content creators. That's not fair. Neither is asking me to change everything about how I do marriage because you spent 3 months listening to podcasts. It wasn't just podcasts. I've been reading books, following actual researchers. For how long, Jason? Silence. How long have you been researching polyamory? About 3 months. I couldn't help it. I laughed. 3 months. We've been married 8 years, have 2 children, a house, a whole life together, but 3 months of poly content, and suddenly you can't be monogamous anymore. Stop mocking me. I'm not mocking you. I'm pointing out that this seems really sudden. Like maybe you're caught up in the excitement of something new, not discovering your core identity. You don't get to tell me who I am. You're absolutely right. But I get to decide if that's compatible with me. And it's not. He hung up. Seconds later, my phone buzzed. I want my stuff from the house this weekend. Okay. Saturday work? Fine. Saturday comes around. Jason shows up with his brother Mark and his mother Ruth. Great. An audience. I'd already boxed everything up, made it easy, just sitting in the living room waiting while Chloe and Noah played at my mom's. Ruth walks in first, sees me, and her face does that thing. I cannot believe you're doing this to him. Hi, Ruth. Good to see you too. He comes to you with his authentic feelings, trying to grow, and you just slam the door in his face. He told me he wants to date multiple people. I said I want monogamy. Those aren't compatible. Marriage is about compromise. Some things aren't compromisable. Mark jumps in. Do you even know that polyamorous couples actually have lower divorce rates? It's scientifically proven to be healthier. Cool. They should all marry each other then. Jason walks in, won't look at me, starts checking boxes. Is everything here? Everything I could find. If I missed something, let me know. Ruth's on a roll now. You realize you're throwing away a beautiful family because you're too insecure to share. I'm not insecure. I'm monogamous. Those aren't the same thing. They're exactly the same thing. You're threatened by the idea of him with another woman. Yeah, that's literally what monogamy is. Being exclusive, that's the entire point. Jason finally speaks. Can we not do this here? But Mark's going, you're really going to destroy your kid's family over this? He ended it. I just didn't beg him to stay. Because you don't actually love him. I looked at Jason. Is that what you think? He chewed his lip, didn't answer right away. Then, I think if you loved me enough, you'd at least try. And I think if you loved our family enough, you wouldn't ask me to, Ruth scoffed. Selfish. Absolutely selfish. They loaded his stuff. 3 trips to the car. The whole time, Ruth and Mark kept making little comments under their breath. I just stood there and took it. As they're leaving, Jason turns back one more time. You're really okay with this? Just throwing away 8 years? Breaking up our kids' home? No, I'm not okay with it at all. But I'm also not going to pretend to be someone I'm not, just to keep the peace. So polyamory would make you that miserable? Yes. Would monogamy make you that miserable? He hesitated. I don't think I can do it anymore. Not after learning what I've learned. Then yeah, we're done. They leave. The house is suddenly way too quiet. I sit on the couch and let myself actually feel everything. The loss, the confusion, the relief that it's over. But mostly, I think about Monday morning. Taking Chloe to school, explaining to her teacher why the pickup schedule is changing. The PTA meeting next week where everyone will whisper behind their hands. My phone buzzes an hour later. Mark, you're going to regret this so bad. He's amazing and you're too stupid to see it. Blocked. Then Jason. Just so you know, I already have someone who wants to explore this with me. It had been 6 weeks since he moved out. What am I supposed to do with that? Good luck with everything. That's it? That's all you have to say? What do you want me to I want you to fight for our family. By becoming someone I'm not, that's not fighting for our family. That's erasing me. No response after that. Few days later, the lawyers start calling. Custody arrangements, asset division, all the logistics of unraveling 8 years and 2 kids. We split everything down the middle. I kept the house since the kids needed stability. I text him. We need to figure out how to tell Chloe and Noah. Why should I have to explain anything? You're the one who wouldn't compromise. You're the one who ended our marriage. You forced my hand, I call him. He actually picks up. I didn't force anything, Jason. You gave me an ultimatum. Polyamory or divorce. I chose divorce. That's on you. You could have just tried it. Tried something I fundamentally don't want? How is that reasonable? So, I'm supposed to disrupt our kids' lives because you're closed-minded? You're supposed to take responsibility for the choices you made when you decided our marriage wasn't enough. This is exactly why we're divorcing. You care more about being right than actual feelings. My feelings are hurt too, Jason, but that doesn't change the fact that you chose this. Figure out what to tell the kids yourself. He hangs up. I ended up taking Chloe and Noah out for ice cream and having the hardest conversation of my life. I kept it simple. Daddy and I love you both very much, but we're going to live in different houses now. Chloe asked if it was because of something she did. My heart broke. No, sweetheart. This is about grown-up stuff. Nothing you or Noah did. Noah wanted to know if Daddy was coming back for dinner. Not tonight, buddy, but you'll see him on weekends. But I want him to read bedtime stories. I know, we'll figure that out, okay? I held it together until they went to bed, then cried for 2 hours. The next week was brutal. Monday morning, dropping Chloe off at school, I run into Jennifer from the PTA. She does that thing where she tilts her head with fake sympathy. Isabella, honey, I heard about you and Jason. How are you holding up? We're managing, thanks. It's just so sad when families break up, especially with little ones involved. Yeah, it's been difficult. I hope you two can work it out, for the kids' sake. I smile and walk away, but I can feel her watching me. By Wednesday, it's clear the news has spread. The pickup line conversations stop when I approach. Little glances, whispered comments behind hands. Thursday, Chloe comes home from school upset. Mommy, Madison said her mom said that you and Daddy are getting divorced because you're mean. I sit down with her on the couch. What do you think? Am I mean? No, but why did Madison's mom say that? Sometimes grown-ups don't understand what's happening in other people's families. What matters is what we know, right? She nods, but I can see the confusion in her eyes. Friday afternoon, I'm at the grocery store when I bump into Susan, another school mom. She's one of the nice ones, thankfully. Hey, Bella, how are you doing? Really? Honestly, it's been rough. I can imagine. If you need anything, babysitting, meals, whatever, just ask. Thank you. That means a lot. And ignore the gossip mill. Half these women have nothing better to do than speculate about other people's lives. That weekend, Noah starts having nightmares. He crawls into my bed at 2 a.m., sobbing. I want Daddy. I know, baby. You'll see him tomorrow. Why can't he live here? How do you explain adult relationship incompatibility to a 5-year-old? Sometimes grown-ups need to live in different places to be happy. But I'm not happy. Neither am I, kid. Neither am I. Sunday pickup is awkward. Jason arrives to get the kids for his first official weekend. Chloe runs to him, but Noah hangs back, clinging to my leg. Hey, buddy, Jason says, kneeling down. Ready for our weekend adventure? I want to stay with Mommy. We talked about this. You get to see Daddy's new apartment. I got you a bunk bed. Noah reluctantly lets go of me. As they're leaving, Chloe turns back. Mommy, will you be okay? I'll be fine, sweetheart. Have fun. But watching them drive away feels like having my heart ripped out. My mom calls that night. Hi, honey. How was the first handoff? Awful. Noah didn't want to go. Chloe's worried about me. I feel like I'm traumatizing them. You're not traumatizing them. You're protecting them from a worse situation. Am I? Maybe I should have tried Jason's compromise. Maybe I'm being selfish. Isabella Marie Montgomery, listen to me. Do you want your children growing up thinking it's normal for parents to have multiple romantic partners? Do you want them thinking commitments don't matter? No. Then you're doing the right thing. It's hard now, but you're teaching them about integrity and self-respect. Ruth called me selfish today. Ruth can go jump in a lake. This whole situation is Jason's doing, not yours. Tuesday, I get a call from Chloe's teacher, Mrs. Peterson. Mrs. Montgomery, I wanted to check in. Chloe seems a bit distracted lately, and she mentioned that you and your husband are separating. Yes, we are. I'm sorry if it's affecting her schoolwork. It's very normal for children to struggle academically during family transitions. I just wanted you to know I'm keeping an eye on her, and if you think counseling might help, I can recommend someone. Thank you. I'll think about that. That night, I researched child therapists, the reviews, the costs, the scheduling. Everything feels overwhelming. Wednesday, Jason texts, Amber and I are getting serious. Thought you should know. Okay. That's all you have to say? Congratulations. I want you to care. I do care. I care that you're apparently totally fine 6 weeks after ending an 8-year marriage and disrupting our kids' lives. Makes me wonder if this poly thing was really about already having someone waiting. How dare you? Amber and I connected after the separation. Sure. You're such a bitch. You texted me to announce you're dating someone. What kind of response were you expecting? No reply. But an hour later, he posts a photo with Amber on Instagram. Super cozy. Caption, when someone finally gets you, new beginnings. I unfriend him on everything. Should have done that sooner. Thursday's PTA meeting is torture. I sit in the back, trying to be invisible, but I catch the sideways glances. During the break, Jennifer corners me again. So, how are things with the separation? We're adjusting. It must be so hard being a single mom now. I don't know how you'll manage everything. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Jennifer. So Amber didn't work out. Shocking, right? Jason posts this vague thing about people who claim to understand polyamory but can't actually handle the work. And suddenly he's single again after 3 months. Then, hey, can we meet for coffee? Just to talk. Why? I just want to talk. Please. Against every instinct. Fine. When? We meet at a coffee shop. Neutral ground. He looks exhausted, like he hasn't been sleeping. Thanks for meeting me. What's going on, Jason? I've been doing a lot of thinking about us, about what happened. Okay. And I think maybe I was too hasty about the whole poly thing. I just look at him. Like, I still think I'm poly, but maybe we could have figured something out. Some kind of compromise. We already talked about this. There's no compromise between poly and mono. But what if we did like a don't ask, don't tell thing? I do my thing, you do yours. We stay married for the kids. That's still polyamory, Jason, and I'd still be miserable. You don't know that. Yes, I do, because I know myself. This isn't new information about who I am. He tears up. I miss our family. I miss our family too, but that version of you wanted monogamy. This version doesn't. I could try. We could go to couples therapy. You literally gave me an ultimatum. Accept polyamory or get divorced. I chose divorce. You don't get to take that back now that Amber bailed. This isn't about Amber, isn't it? You were totally fine with the divorce when you had her. She's gone, and suddenly you want to compromise. He wipes his eyes. That's not fair. Neither was blowing up our family over something you learned about in podcasts. It wasn't just podcasts. You're right. 3 months of research. My bad. Why do you keep throwing that in my face? Because you ended our marriage and traumatized our children over content you consumed for 3 months. People are staring. He lowers his voice. I made a mistake, okay? I'm admitting it. What mistake? Wanting to be poly or giving me an ultimatum? Both. Jason, you can't take this back. You told me I wasn't enough for you, that you needed multiple partners. That monogamy was a patriarchal construct. Those words don't just disappear. People change. People realize they made mistakes. In 3 months, you've changed your entire identity. And now in 3 more months, you've changed it back? Silence. Look, I say softer. I think you got caught up in something. Some algorithm fed you content that made everything seem wrong with what we had. Maybe there's truth in there for you. Maybe you really are poly, but you don't get to use our family as a backup plan while you figure it out. That's not what this is. Then what is it? It's me realizing I screwed up and wanting to fix it. Fix it how? By going back to monogamy? Would that actually make you happy? He doesn't answer right away. That tells me everything. I don't know. Maybe if we really worked on it. That's not a foundation for a marriage. That's settling. Why are you being so stubborn? Because I don't want to be someone's compromise. I want to be with someone who genuinely wants the same kind of marriage I do. Not someone trying it on like shoes to see if it fits. And more importantly, our kids deserve stability, not parents who fundamentally disagree about commitment. He starts really crying now. I don't know what I want anymore. I know, and that's okay. But you can't expect me to wait around while you figure it out, and you definitely can't expect our children to live in that uncertainty. So we're really done? Just like that? Yeah, we really are, he leaves. I stay and finish my coffee. It feels final this time. No more what ifs. That night, Ruth texts me. You made my son cry. I hope you're happy with yourself. I don't respond. About a week later, he sends this long email about how he's been processing everything and doing the work, and he's realized that monogamy could work if we really committed to communication and growth together. I read it twice, then respond, Jason, I appreciate you reaching out, but I've thought about this a lot too. The way this ended, with you saying you couldn't be monogamous anymore, that you needed polyamory, I can't come back from that. Even if you've changed your mind now, I'll always wonder if you're settling, or if 6 months from now you'll want to open things again. I can't build a marriage on that foundation, and I can't put our children through that uncertainty. I really do wish you well, but I need to move forward. His response, you're giving up on us. You gave up on us when you issued that ultimatum. I'm just accepting what you decided. That was the last message between us about reconciliation. It's been about a year total now. I'm doing all right. Not amazing, not terrible, just all right. The house feels more peaceful. Got some new furniture, rearranged things, started actually cooking family dinners again, instead of rushing through takeout. The kids are adjusting better than I expected. They see Jason every other weekend and Wednesday nights. It's not ideal, but it's stable. Chloe's doing well in school, made some new friends. Noah still asks about Daddy sometimes, but the nightmares stopped after we started seeing the child therapist Mrs. Peterson recommended. I've seen friends more, joined the PTA properly, started volunteering at the school library. The gossip died down after a few months, especially when Jennifer's own marriage hit rocky waters. Turns out throwing stones from glass houses isn't sustainable. I went on exactly 2 dates, both setups from mom friends. Nice guys, but I'm not ready yet. Maybe someday. My sister asked me last week if I regretted not trying poly for the family. Nah, I said. I regret not seeing the signs sooner that we wanted different things, but I don't regret being honest about what I need. Heard through mutual friends that Jason's still dating around, still calling himself poly. Good for him, honestly. Hope he finds what he's looking for. Just glad it's not my problem anymore. The divorce cost about $10,000 total in legal fees, worth every penny for the clean break and solid custody arrangement. Someone in my book club asked if I'm against polyamory now. I'm not. I'm against being pressured into relationship structures that don't work for me. If it works for other people, genuinely good for them. It doesn't work for me. That's allowed. Still processing everything. Honestly, 8 years is a long time to just walk away from, but I'm getting there. The kids are my priority now, and they deserve a mom who's true to herself. Jason texted last week, "Just hope you're doing well." I didn't respond. There's nothing left to say. Just moving forward one day at a time, one school pickup, one bedtime story, one PTA meeting at a time. My kids deserve better than parents who are fundamentally incompatible pretending everything's fine. Sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes protecting your family means making the hard choice, even when everyone else thinks you should compromise. I chose us, the real us, and I'd make the same choice again.